What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Heaven.
And it's your girl, Riddle.
And this is
More Than a Mother.
episode 2.
2 already?
Yes, already. Today's episode is called A Note to Your Younger Self. And I'm going to try not to cry today.
Crying is okay.
I'm going to try not to cry. I don't know. How you feeling?
I feel like, honestly, truly, I was perfect.
Good job.
I was perfect my whole life. So what I gotta tell it? Not to kidding. It's sad.
It's not sad.
It's not sad, but like when I think about my mindset then and how grown I felt, it is sad because I was nowhere near where I am mentally then.
I think we both always thought that we were like super advanced and super intelligent, super mature. But there's something to be said about the fact that we were.
Yeah.
So I don't feel no type of way about that. We were super advanced. We were super mature, and honestly, we were damn near perfect. Like
the closest thing to it.
Yeah, but obviously we've grown in so many ways. I always thought that I was mature as hell from the time I was like 5.
Literally. So, kindergarten, the way we used to talk is exactly how we talk right now.
Yeah, literally.
Which is so funny because we really thought, first of all, probably making up words and shit because we didn't necessarily have anything to talk about. But we always talked to each other like two grown-ass women.
It's true.
And it just carried on. Just carried right on.
It's true.
Through our life. But yeah, so what would you say?
To
Little Heaven.
To start off with Little Heaven, I think that I would like to tell her that she's beautiful. I've never been an insecure person or had like a body dysmorphia kind of thing, or even being darker skinned women. I, in my adulthood and like teenage years, always knew I was beautiful. But in my childhood is when I struggled with it the most. So what I would tell like a 5, 6, 7, 8-year-old Heaven is that yes, you're a little chunky. Yes, your skin's darker than everybody else. Yes, you got kinky curly hair, but you're beautiful. And you rocking that shit, girl. And your butt bigger than the other girls.
We live in delusion, baby. You got to do it, okay?
It's so fat.
No, serious. Yes.
And I'm joking, but I really would emphasize to myself, because I don't think I've even had this conversation out loud with anyone. I swear I don't think I ever have. Mm-hmm. But as a child, like 5 to 8, I probably looked in the mirror every day and was like, damn, you ugly as fuck.
I mean, we've had this conversation.
Have we? Okay.
Because we always talk about how your mom played NDRE for you and how that just became a staple of who you are. But, I mean, I was surrounded by white people, and then the closest person to me was a fair-skinned girl. So, like, when Heaven came back into my life, it was like, bitch, we're both dark-skinned. We're both doing this shit. And it was just kind of like a confidence boost to even be around you. So
I believe so.
So too. I don't think, I mean, we've definitely had that conversation. Me and you have had that conversation. But my bitch always been beautiful. And I think when I came around, I probably made it a lot worse.
Yes. She boosted me like crazy.
But my mama boosted you real hard, too.
She did.
So
she did.
I think
I mean, from a kid too.
I know. She let everybody know that you're beautiful. I remember when me, you, and someone else got into it, and they called you ugly, and my mama was like, "That's why I draw the line. You can say anything about her. I don't really know what y'all got going on. I'm gonna tell you right now, she's not ugly. Matter of fact, you are." And I was like, "Damn, goddamn."
Because Mom Peter don't play.
But she was serious.
Mom Peter don't play. Especially about me.
Yeah. So. But okay, so you said 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yes.
But what would you tell teenage Heaven?
Yes.
Like, what would you say to that mentality?
Yeah, if I was to keep going, there's a different message for different ages and different stages. And yes. But that was the biggest thing for
Mm-hmm.
childhood. When I was adolescence up into teenage years, um, my biggest advice would be that the life that and this is going to go into our conversation about our parents, the life that my parents gave me is not the life that I have to settle for, especially when it comes to examples of relationships, romantic relationships. My parents got divorced when I was 4, and I don't know if you guys remember in the first episode we talked about how we can remember some things when we were younger, like when we were not supposed to, and I said it was partially because of trauma. I think their divorce caused a lot of trauma for me, like at a young age, because I would see them being toxic as fuck. And that carried on into what I would call a romantic relationship as an adolescent and a teenager, and even into my adult years.
You
So
know what? I didn't even mean to cut you off, but I don't think I've ever, like, thought about it in that sense.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what makes me think about all this shit now? Therapy.
That's good, though.
Because prior to college, I'm like, I had a great childhood. It was amazing. It was wonderful. It was nothing wrong. And then when I started doing shit that was fucking up my life, I didn't really understand why and what. So, I went through therapy one time in college, and then I'm going through therapy now. So those 2 sessions definitely have taught me that I didn't have like all peaches and cream, and I got a little trauma.
That makes sense. I think you go after men, not now, because I don't think that your current significant other is anything like your father. But I think that you go after men like, well, you used to. You used to go after men that were like, he reminds me so much of my dad. Me and my dad are best friends and blah, 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 blah. But like, everything that glitter ain't gold, baby.
It's true. I used to, and my dad would say himself, like from a very young age, don't ever fuck with a nigga like me. Like he would always tell me that. But I always found myself attracted to a man like my father. I think my father is one of the coolest niggas in the world. As every daughter should, right? But everything that glitter ain't gold. Mm-hmm. So
she shouldn't date her dad.
Right. And because I just shouldn't. Like, we can go into the conversation all day long, but I just should not date someone like my father for many different reasons. So, and that's what I was doing. I was definitely doing that for a while. So my advice to that teenage girl is you're going to go far in life. You're going to have a ton of fun. That's what you want to do. Do you, boo, but you do that already. But just be careful with who you let in your life. Because little did I know I was going to go to college and shit was going to get real.
As hell.
Yeah.
Like that.
So that's the advice. Okay, so what are you telling little Yazzie though? Like little Yazzie.
So little Yazzie. Little Riddle. I keep forgetting. We keep forgetting.
Her name's Riddle.
But I'm Riddle. You might know me as Yazzie, and that's fine too. That's fine.
I'm gonna start calling you Riddle.
Okay. It's funny because like half of the population knows me as one thing, and then the other half does. Like some people don't even know my first name, and I think that shit is cool as fuck. Yeah. Don't know me.
I know you loved it.
Love it. Message to, so I've never, same like Kevin said, I've never been an insecure girl. I don't think insecurity started screaming at me until after I had a child, honestly. Okay. Like I've always been smaller, always been dark skinned, and I always would beat a bitch up. So it didn't really matter about none of that shit.
She rowdy.
Look, that's what we kept saying. Like, no, but for real, but I do know that most of my fighting things came from people talking about my siblings. So like, I never really gave a damn how anybody felt about me. And my advice to little Yazzie would be to continue not giving a fuck. I'm not sure when I started giving a fuck. I'm not sure why. You know what I mean? I'm not even sure why I started caring about... And I think social media played a big part in that. Because for so long, we didn't use social media. And then everybody started using social media. And then when I started using social media, it's like I kind of like grew really fast at one point. But yeah, but my message to my teenage self, my message to 15, 16, 17, 18 year old Yazzie would be, you don't have to carry everyone's burden. You don't have to save everybody. I feel like I spent some of my better years trying to save, not save, but like keep my family afloat. Because my dad has passed away. My dad had diabetes, so a lot of growing up was less about me focusing on what I actually wanted to do once he got really sick, and more about how can I help my family? Like, even so much so, it's like staying back from college. It was like, how can I help my family? What can I do for my family? And that would carry on until I created my own family. So like just yesterday, you know? So it would definitely be to not take the weight of the world from everybody. I don't need to be Captain Save a Hoe. And I'm learning that even as an adult. Like, you can't save everybody. And everybody doesn't want to be saved. So.
Yeah.
And that includes family.
Yeah.
I had to figure out a balance. And then my other message would be, never date a nigga who think he cuter than you.
I'm telling you.
Never date a nigga who thinks he's cuter than you.
Baby, I tried to tell you in middle school.
Heaven always telling me that I'm shallow.
She is. I don't like to look at the exterior only. Obviously, that's what attracts you first, right? But Yazzie always says that my boyfriends are ugly. From when we were young, every guy that I like bought around.
I'm sorry to that man. To all the men. Y'all were funny looking.
And personally, I grow friendships with people first. Well, back in the day, I used to grow friendships with people and then end up liking them and shit like that. But me and my man, we started off real. We weren't platonic at all. Okay.
Yeah, this one.
Man now, he my man forever. Let's get into
it. Forever.
Because the gag is, baby.
Soon as you popped out that baby.
That was it.
I don't know if it's the same for you. But I know for me, as soon as I popped out the baby, I was like, bitch, single mama where?
Because he'll be a single dad.
Period.
Like I'll come get my baby on the weekends. I love my baby. I really love my baby. But I will not be a single mother.
Seriously.
Okay.
No, and we need y'all to understand that men, the fathers, can also be primary parents.
Yeah. I don't know.
So if you struggling in life right now because your child decide they want to live with their dad, bitch, live your best fucking life.
And I think as women, we put that on ourselves. Like,
we do.
Oh, we're the primary parent. I got the boobies. I need to feed the baby. Mm-hmm. I need to take care of the baby. I'm the more nurturing parent. And that is all true. But let's remember that it always takes two to tango. It takes two to make a thing go right.
Yeah.
Yeah, just remember that you're not the only parent. Yeah. You're not the only caretaker for this child.
And all of the responsibilities aren't solely on you.
No.
So yeah, once I had that baby, I was like, enough. I will never not work on some shit. Cause a bitch like me, I don't give a fuck. I am a quitter. That's what we want to call it. I'm a giver-upper. I am leaving at the first sight of wrongdoing. That's just who I was. That's who I was. But once I had a child, and I didn't understand pregnancy, my significant other didn't understand pregnancy, neither did he understand postpartum. There had to be a lot of grace given. And when you're not used to giving grace, it's hard.
Yeah.
It is. But I know for a fact that I would rather work on something than be a single mother.
I know that's right.
But I'm not saying get cheated on. I'm not saying get verbally abused. I'm not saying get emotionally abused. I'm not saying any of that. So if those are any of the circumstances that you're experiencing, leave.
Yeah, even if it's not abuse. If it's the fact that you guys have grown apart, if you guys are not growing together, if you guys are just not happy, after you've done everything that you possibly can to keep your family together. Yeah, do everything you possibly can. I think that's what you're saying. But if none of that works, don't stay in some shit because you got a baby. Obviously, we're not saying that. But we are both, like, very happily in love. And go through a couple things. That,
like normal couples.
That normal
and
couples
I need to make sure I say
through.
that because so many people, like, praise my relationship. Okay, and not to say that there's nothing to be praised about, because, like, that's really my best friend. That's really my guy. But shit happens. I'm just not going to run to social media and post all of our problems, but, like, shit happens. So, also, when you look at my pictures and you see us very happy, shit still happens. We are still parents. We are still trying to navigate parenthood and being in a relationship, and it's not always easy. So, yeah. Know that, because what the fuck, y'all be like, oh my god, goals, and we can be goals to somebody, but damn, it be pressure.
Yeah, really?
Yes.
Girl, I don't give a fuck about what some people say.
It's not that I give a fuck. It's the fact that so many people are like, oh my gosh, when's the wedding? Oh my gosh, when you get married? Oh
that's
my gosh,
pressure.
I love you guys. Oh my gosh, it's like, oh my gosh, I need to do this. It's too much.
Yeah, that's pressure.
It's too much.
Yeah. But we have the whole when is the wedding conversation a lot. Or imagine if I was like you and didn't want any more children, that shit would get on my nerves so bad. And when y'all having another kid, like,
first of all, people started asking me when we were having another kid, like, as soon as we dropped the first baby, like, as soon as the fucking album dropped, they was like, when the remix coming? When you gonna do a part 2? I'm never doing a part 2.
You heard it from the source, baby.
No.
So, Yazzie, I think I'm going to piggyback off what you said, because now that you went through childhood and you went through teenage years and your, early adulthood, I want to say this. You mentioned that those were your better years. Baby girl, your best years ain't even here yet. So know that. Okay?
Okay.
They coming. And I'm back in town.
I know. This has been a better year, even throughout me dealing with the same bullshit, or just dealing with bullshit, because my friend is here. And I did not realize, that's another message. That's another message to me. You need friends.
Yes.
You need support. You don't always have to do things alone. Like, and heaven knows, we just had a conversation the other day where I was like, no, I don't need to do anything. I just need to talk. But sometimes you need just that. And I have always been like, don't need anyone. I got this. I'm going to figure it out. And even if it's just a conversation, I'm not asking for solutions. Even if it's just a conversation, like, I do need my friends. And I'm understanding that. Like,
and when she understood that and she vocalized that to us, our friend group, we were elated, because she's always been the one, like, we know we need each other. We always knew. The other people in our friend group, and me included, we always knew we needed each other. We always knew, look, I called her all the time. Mm-hmm.
They all called me.
Yeah. And that's why, and I think that's a big reason why Yazzie always felt back then that she was, that she had a lot of things on her shoulders, because she was everybody's person, right? And she didn't realize that she also needed people. Mm-hmm. She also needed a person. And I am similar in that way. I can feel overwhelmed with being everybody's person, or I used to have that issue. Yeah. But once I realized that I also get to have a person, and I also get to use you how you use me, and we can lean on each other, then it makes it even. It makes it,
Yeah. And that goes for a platonic relationship and, with your spouse. Because, like I said, my boyfriend is my best friend. And I don't think too many people get the opportunity to even be friends, honestly, before they date. So they don't really, like, we talked for so long before we actually ever seen each other. So I think that helped us get over the bridge of, like, what's your favorite color? That part of the, you know what I mean? Like, that part of the relationship. Like, we've always just been so candid with each other. It's just always been so easygoing. And same goes for you. I know that when I don't talk to all my friends the same, because all my friends serve different purposes. I've been telling them this my entire life.
She has.
And they don't all talk to, well, they probably all talk to y'all. Probably all talk to me the same, but like
we don't talk to each other the same. Like in our
exactly.
friend group, like they say different things to Yazzie, they say different things to me, vice versa, whatever. Yeah.
But I learned that didn't make me any more special than the next. And sometimes, sometimes you don't need to be that person. Like you don't need to be that person for everyone.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times I was overwhelmed. A lot of times what I experienced was really just like me being overstimulated because I was trying to figure out solutions for everybody. And like we said on the last podcast, I have a million fucking best friends. So imagine 14 people coming to you.
Siblings and a lot of family.
So, and I'm the family manager. And Heaven plays that same role in her family.
Yes,
so
I do. So we definitely bond on that end.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I played the family. I don't want to say the family manager. I feel like I played the family therapist. Like the family make it right. Like I'm not going like Yazzie. She go run errands. She do paperwork and shit like that. I'm not the manager in that aspect. I feel like my family is always drama, muddy a play.
because she's not lying.
I'm serious.
And I love y'all.
No, for real. And I'm always the peacemaker because I don't do that. We family or we not gonna be family. Fuck it. Yeah. Like it's that simple. Like don't fuck with each other or get it together. Like I'm always the peacemaker, so that has always put a lot of pressure on me. From the time we were kids, we related in that aspect. But what you said about your teenage years of not allowing everybody to put this burden on you and knowing that you can't fix everything, and the fact that you said some people just don't want to be fixed. I ain't had that problem when I was a teenager. I was literally la-di-da-di-da, la-la, and was like
she really was.
I was living my living my best life. I was good.
I feel like the only stressed out friend. I'm not even gonna lie.
No, she was, because I didn't have any siblings. And granted, our other friends were going through things, and I promise you, as a teenager, I wasn't. I didn't have a struggle as a teenager. I lived my best motherfucking life.
She's not lying.
Like, I got a job. I had money. My mom, like, she knew that I was responsible enough to be like, look, baby,
handle it.
Fly. Mm-hmm. And I did just that, and thank God nothing ever happened to us because we did some crazy fucking shit. And it was a blast.
That we shouldn't have did.
It was a blast. It was a blast. And I didn't have many issues. Like, I mean, I went through a big breakup in high school and fucked my mind up, and Yazzie had to come pull me out the bed. But other than that, that's normal teenage stuff. Like,
I think that you are skipping over some of your trauma. I feel like yes.
As a teenager, because I have a lot of trauma after that. I mean, I was going to get into it. I mean, a lot. Okay,
because she's just always carried herself with such grace, and Heaven is someone who has like 45 tabs open in her head. So I think the fact that she can multitask is the reason why she feels like she didn't deal with so much. But when you lost a significant other, that was a big staple.
Okay.
In your childhood. That
wow.
My friend went to sleep one way and woke up another way. And like when you deal with trauma and you're going through trauma at that age, you don't understand what it might look like on other people. So in those moments, me and her had spats. Me and her didn't understand. Even though I was trying to be there for my friend, I didn't understand how to be there for my friend and still be able to not.
Oh God.
not be a burden. Not be a burden, but also like still do what I needed to do to make sure. Because at that time, I was trying to sing, and I was trying to sing so hard. So I was always doing something. I was always traveling. I was not there for my friend in the sense that I needed to be. I feel like
no one was,
because who understood?
Who can?
No,
who could?
I could have been.
No,
but I didn't understand how to be.
Not in that aspect. I don't think anybody could have because of that reason.
But you showed me.
Yeah.
You showed me. When my dad passed away, we about to cry.
I'm literally over here sucking the tears up. Okay.
When my dad passed away, the way Heaven showed up for me is what I should have done for her. Now, I know I did not have a car. We were still young.
We were young.
We weren't even driving yet.
We were very, very, very young.
But like, bitch, you stay right down the street. You know your motherfucking people could drop you off.
And they would.
They would have.
We're family.
But I'm like, I got this show, and I'm doing this, and I'm doing that, and when I think about, I say how selfish of a friend I was in those moments because when we fell out, I was like, she right. I was a bad friend.
So like the only time ever that Yazzie and I have ever fallen out, like we've always, we have disagreements, but we don't argue, we don't fight, and we don't fall out. We had a falling out one time when we were, we were in like 10th or 11th grade.
I don't even think we was that old. We might have been in 10th grade.
I think we were in 10th grade. So, you know what? It's good that you mentioned this because one thing that I'm learning as an adult is that I put on this face. And not on purpose, y'all. Not on purpose. What happens is, naturally, I mask the hurt. Mm-hmm. Like, naturally.
With laughter.
Yeah, and I think with laughter.
For real, like that's who she is.
With the joke.
I mean, I think we both
we do that.
That's some talk for you.
That's why we always laugh at you. But I don't do it on purpose. I really don't. Like, I think that they say that trauma will allow you to push those memories like to the furthest part of your brain, and only think about them when you're by yourself, and that's what I do. And so I honestly didn't mean to skip over that part of my teenage years, but that was the first time I had ever been depressed.
That was a pivotal point in your life.
It was.
Like, there's no better way for me to say you went to sleep and woke up a different person. Like, and I don't mean that like.
And it was because multiple things. Yeah. But you mean it how?
I mean like, you realized how short life was. This. When I think about it now as an adult, back then I just was like, the fuck is she on?
I hate this conversation.
But, I'm sorry. But now as an adult, I'm like, she was really just responding to trauma the best way she possibly fucking could.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, because we're about to cry. We're both about to cry. Go ahead, because you might stop mine.
It's important that what you said. I realized the life and death like aspect. Like, prior to me losing that significant other in high school, I had lost like older family members, and my cousin who passed away from cancer. She was like my mom's age and my mom's best friend. Shout out to you, Kim. We love you. And she passed away, and that was hard on me too. But it was like she had cancer. She was in the transition, and I was a little younger, right? Yeah. I was in middle school when that happened, and I was preparing, right? And I still took it hard because I think I always took death hard as a younger kid, as a young adult too. But I've been through that shit so many times now, y'all, that I don't know. I think I'm numb to it. But anyway,
she ain't, because nobody is.
No, and you're right.
I'm telling you.
And I'm not saying numb, but I think
But knowing that it's part of life, I think that's when you realize.
When you don't realize that it's a part of life and it's new to you, it changes your world. Yeah, and that's what happened to me. Like, so when I was dating, and I'm gonna be very candid. I do not consider myself a lesbian or a part of the LGBTQ plus community at all. But other people may think otherwise because I did date a girl in high school. And it's a long story. Maybe we'll tell you that story. It's a cute little story.
It's a cute little story.
Because it's a little crazy. Shout out to Kalia. Kalia introduced us in high school. But anyway, And it was weird for me because I went through this whole phase of like, oh, I'm gay. Oh, I'm not gay. Oh, I just like this one girl. No, I like all girls. Or like, oh, I'm going to blast it to the whole world. Oh, no, I'm going to keep it a secret. Like, it was traumatic, to say the least. And then what made it even more traumatic is that literally, y'all, this is what made the change in my mind, because you see a person one day and they're alive and well, and then the next complete day they're completely out of your life, like gone, vanished forever. So anyway, there was a lot of reservations around our relationship. So there were a lot of people at school, my friends, her friends, that had like so much to say.
I didn't give a damn. I want to let y'all know. I didn't give a fuck.
No, what she really gave a damn about was like, sis, are you gay? Are you gonna tell the world or not? Because you're acting weird on social media.
Literally. Like, God damn, you can't even tell people who you like?
And I used to be like, it was weird for me, but I didn't know.
I shouldn't have been pressuring. You gotta tell me something. I just wanted out, and it's not that I wanted you to like, come on, let's get out. I really, even Lamar, when you watch this, if you watch this, you could say, I pride myself on bringing out like authenticity in people. I want you to be your truest version around me. Like, whatever that is, whatever is most comfortable to you, I want you to be that. So like that was where I was at. Like, goddamn, just tell us, we don't give a fuck. Like,
yeah, but I think
I'm not gonna not be your friend.
And I wasn't there. I wasn't afraid to tell my closest friends. I was afraid to tell my parents. Mm-hmm. I was afraid to tell my family. That was one thing. I was afraid of that. My family is Southern and old school, to say the least. Traditional, yeah. And so, but with my friends, I was completely open. I think the reason that she thought that I wasn't being completely open, because I didn't know what the fuck to say.
Well, no, I didn't know.
I didn't know what to say because I didn't know what I was doing. No. I didn't know what to feel. I didn't know.
I just felt like, as close as you and your mom were, she would know.
And she knew. Like, shit, we've talked about it when I was an adult. Yeah, she's like, yeah, I knew.
But it took you a long time to actually like be like, all right, mom.
I told her on my 22nd birthday.
She's 25 now, guys. 3 years ago. They dated in high school, so.
And I'm sure she knew, because she was very confused about why I was depressed, like literally in the darkest place I've ever been in, and she had not even met the girl. So she was just like, who's this friend you're grieving so hard over?
Yes, and make sure she takes her medicine. And I'm like,
yeah. Okay. So like to get into this, like this was a pivotal point in my life to where the anxiety that was created around the grief never left. Like, I still have that same anxiety. And the depression, now that I was in it that time, can always come back. Like, does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So anyway, it was a bad time for me, and she passed away very suddenly in a car accident right before her high school graduation. And it was a lot, y'all. Like, when I say so much shit running through my mind right now, because it's so much that was surrounded around that trauma, because obviously I was grieving her. I was grieving her in sort of like a secrecy. And it was devastating.
Trying to grieve in private, but they were like public people. If
we were both,
they were very like active as far as like social media went. And then they got together and it was just like nothing. It was just like,
we stopped because, if I'm being honest, this is awful, but I will always say, this is the only time I've ever cheated on someone. We was in high school, y'all, so fuck that. But I was with her cousin-in-law, so
please shut God damn.
I was with somebody.
I was my cousin-in-law.
Yeah, I was dating somebody else at the time. And
oh my God,
met this girl and thinking, oh, she's just a girl, we're gonna be friends. But then we ended up like literally, y'all, I swear to God, falling in love. It was the weirdest shit.
I forgot you were dating someone.
Yeah, I was cheating. I was cheating, and I was cheating. I had a girlfriend and a boyfriend. So in high school, yeah, it sounds confusing, right? And I wouldn't even have no sex. I just had like a boyfriend and a girlfriend. So,
she was cheating.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, but anyway,
I think once a cheater, always a cheater. Heaven.
that's what they say.
I'm just kidding.
Tyler, watch out.
I will not let her, bro.
I'm just joking.
At this point, we've established a great bond, and if she fucks it up,
first of all, I'm not a cheater. One thing that you will know about me, if you know me, is I don't lie, I don't steal, and I don't cheat, baby. Okay, I barely cheat on tests. Like, I'm not a cheater.
okay. One thing about me, I'm cheating on a test. One thing about me, I'm gonna do a little cheating. No, I'm just kidding. I ain't gonna cheat on my nigga, because if he cheat on me, to jail.
I go.
We go. So I really big on treating people how I want to be treated.
But anyway, yeah. So I was trying to skip over high school, but I will say this: that one point in my life was really bad because of that, and a couple other reasons. So I had lost my significant other. I went into like this very deep depression, and then my two best friends at the time and I had fell out. We had a whole like big fallout, and it was awful. And then that same summer, my mom was about to put me at the house.
What the hell?
Did you know that?
No.
I don't think we were friends at the time because we had fell out. And so I went into like, y'all, the deepest, I won't even say the deepest depression because in my adulthood I've had a worse one than that. But it was bad, y'all. I was devastated. But my mama wanted to put me out because I wanted to go stay the summer with my dad. And she,
I remember you telling me.
I remember. Yeah, but actually, because I remember we were friends at the time. It was before we fell out because my mom was like, "Have you talked to Yazzie about this?" And I was like, "What the fuck does that mean? What does that mean?"
Like I was her. I'm like the good angel on her shoulder.
Yazzie told me to do what I want. Like,
if you know us, then you would
Yazzie's
know.
on my side. Like,
and we did stay with your dad.
I stayed with my dad for like a couple weeks in the summer, but my parents was toxic as fuck, and so she didn't like that, and she thought that I was trying to be like a bad child over there, when in reality I just wanted to not have to babysit my sister every day. And my sister's here, by the way. I love my sister now.
Yes, we love Kimmy.
Yes, but she
loved her then. I love her now.
No, absolutely, I loved my sister then, but I was 15. And all my friends had jobs and cars and was going out every day for the summer, going to the park. And I had to babysit my sister every day.
I'm watching my sister.
Yeah.
So a lot of our summer was spent at Heaven's house because, like,
that's where she was.
We're watching your sister then. Like, it is what it is. So, sorry, Miss Galette, but you know, that's not what I call you. So, Mama G. Sorry, but you know, we was still having the parties in the crib when you was going.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if I ever told my mom that, but we threw house parties, baby, to the point where people would come in and be like, "Damn, this your house?"
I mean, we playing cards, we doing all the shit that we see our parents do. Now that I think about it, doing all the shit that we see our parents do, but just like
because that summer my mom was gone. Not even that summer. It was a couple summers. She was gone.
Oh,
and we was in a house. Okay. But anyway, so we had a ball, but that summer was hard for me. She didn't want me to go stay with my dad, and I was like, I just want to go stay for the rest of the summer. She basically was like, if you can go stay for the rest of the summer, you can go stay for the rest of your life. Bye. And so that was hard on our relationship. That was hard on my father and I's relationship. I then fell out with my two best friends, and then I had lost my significant other, and then I had got back with my boyfriend after she passed away, and then people was judging me for that. It was awful. So you're right. I forgot about that part of high school.
Mm-hmm. But I didn't want to skip over it because that was a vital. I feel like that was a vital part of our friendship. One.
Yes.
But like
it was.
When I think back on how much grace, and I'm gonna keep saying that because I would have been in the institute mental. Just like I don't know how she just kept like powering forward. I really don't. Because once my daddy passed away, I mean, I guess people would say the same thing.
Yeah, like you could have been in the institute too for your father passing away.
But you know, I was in the hospital for like.
Yeah, you were.
Oh wow! For some reason, when my dad got sick, not for some reason because we know now, but for some reason when my dad got sick, I couldn't walk, talk, eat.
It was bad.
Like I literally couldn't.
And you were what, 18?
No, 17. He passed right after
in December.
I turned 18 because I remember visiting him on my 18th birthday. Like I know you about to wake up because like bro, it's my birthday.
Wait, I thought he passed You tell me if I'm wrong. Obviously, you know better than I do. I thought he passed New Year's Eve.
He passed the day before New Year's Eve, December 30th, 2015.
And then you turned 18 in February.
Yes.
Okay. That's what I thought. Go ahead.
No. I turned 18 that February.
So you was
I
already
graduated.
18. Okay.
Yeah, I graduated when I was close to 19.
Okay.
Because y'all didn't want to let me start school because my birthday was in February. Like, what the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? But yeah.
Y'all, we're drinking Robert. We love Robert. Well, I love Robert.
No, it's good. It's good.
It's amazing. It's a really good.
We're probably gonna be drunk by the end of this.
Yeah, it's a really good red wine. Dry.
But I don't know. Trauma surrounding death has already been in our friendship. We've already grown past that. And
yes.
We just keep growing,
yes.
you guys. We just keep evolving. We just keep getting a deeper connection of what friendship is actually about.
Yes.
And like, this is my sister. This is my baby's fucking aunt. Like, this is my sister's sister. So meaning, again, like, she gets on all of our nerves and we don't give a damn. This is my mother's daughter. And when I got over just being too prideful, just needing my ego stroke, because I feel like a lot of our friendship was me needing an ego stroke. And
I gave it to you a lot of the times.
All of y'all did.
Until I went out into the real fucking world and realized that's not how shit really fucking works. And then I came back and I no longer was doing that.
And then we was like, bitch, you knew. What is this? You don't what's the face say? You done went and lost your morals. Talking shit, honey. We was talking shit.
They literally told me that, you guys. They told me when I came back from college, they told me I lost my morals.
We was rude as fuck.
Y'all.
Rude as fuck.
It was so bad. I was mad as fuck. I was mad as hell.
Misunderstood.
Cause I didn't lose my morals, but I lost my marbles.
She lost her fucking marbles.
I did.
But
shit, who didn't?
But
Central.
Those core values and those core things that made her were still there. And I think we just didn't know how to say
you acting different.
And we miss you.
Okay.
I really think that was what it was. Like, you went off and you continued on your blissful ass life, which ain't always blissful, but that's how people be perceiving it.
Yes.
And you left us here.
Yeah.
And then you came back and you kind of had boundaries. What the fuck?
Yes.
Why do you have boundaries?
And
bitch?
the reason I had boundaries is because I went to college while you were going through the whole abusive relationship thing.
Yeah.
I went to college and went through an identity crisis.
For sure. That's definitely what it was.
I think it was an identity crisis. I do think it was that. It was that. We're just gonna leave it there. And so me coming back and then Yazzie like, bitch, I've been out here struggling and you don't even give a fuck, when she didn't even realize that I was struggling. Like, so they did realize that Heaven don't want to go to college. I cried like a baby before I went.
Yeah.
My mom basically forced me to go to college, which I'm happy that she did. I had an amazing time and it made me the person that I am.
It's
today.
who she is though. I don't think that
I'm a scholar. Like, I should have went.
Yeah. It's who she is. I think that staying back would have been for us. I don't think that staying back would have been for you. Because, like, even for me, staying back was for my family. And
you should have went too, though.
And they tell me that. My mom tells me that. And I did go to college. So let's not.
Yeah, you did.
I just fucking hated doing it online. I did not get the same experience. I was always trying to figure out better ways to understand class, but not being able to talk to an actual person physically. It was difficult for me. And I didn't think it would be difficult for me because I was going through an abusive relationship. So I'm like, I got time to focus. But you really don't have time to focus when you're going through abuse. When you're going through abuse, you're discarding your friends. You're not even including them in what life is. You're discarding your family. You're not even including them in what your life is like. You're literally trying to do everything by yourself, and you don't have to. Another message to my younger self would be, stop seeing people's potential before you understand them at their surface level. I'm going to say that again.
Say it again.
Stop seeing people's potential before you understand who they are at a surface level. Okay?
That's the key to life, y'all.
Because
that's the key to relationships.
It really is.
I didn't learn it until yesterday. I'm serious.
No,
but it's important. It's really important. And everybody who's learned it, that's watching, y'all know how important it is.
To see someone's potential, like to see the potential in someone more than they do, will always have you ego stroking, whether you like it or not. Like, that's not even who I am. Like, I feel like when I was dealing with that, for y'all, I know that I appeared as a completely different person. And that's why when I say you went to sleep and woke up different, I understand that now.
You did.
Because I went through trauma.
Yes.
But when my friend did it, and we were in high school, I'm like, bitch,
it was just a little earlier.
Just get up.
Yeah. And no, she was literally, like, even when I went through later in high school, at the end of high school, I went through another breakup. Both of those instances, and those were the only 2 relationships I had really been in high school. Both of those instances, baby girl was like, stand up.
You're fucking weak in the knees.
And I don't think she understood. Like, okay, first of all, let me explain something to y'all. And you know this, because you've went through that trauma. I'm sure everybody watching has been through trauma that you feel today. Mm-hmm. Like, my heart hurts now. They're talking about it. Yeah. Like, that, it was that kind of fucking, not the last breakup, but the mid-high school trauma of just my whole fucking life falling apart. That's how it felt. I feel that pain now. So, in the moment when I felt that pain, bitch, I couldn't stand up.
She couldn't.
I couldn't.
And I did not understand.
It was bad.
You expect people to... Expectations are silent killers, and I think we said that on the last podcast.
Yeah. Because I'm not that person.
Yeah. You expect people to just be like, I'm that person. So, if you break up with me tomorrow, what Glorilla say? Get my feelings hurt today.
Might not give a fuck tomorrow.
I'm literally that person. If there was a person who just didn't give a fuck, it's like it's a switch for me.
And it's not me.
It's a switch for me. And it's not her. But I expected her to act how I would act if a significant other broke up with me.
Or a significant other passed away.
Like, I'm just like, girl, it's life, let's go. But I had not experienced death. First of all, I didn't even have a fucking boyfriend.
She never had a boyfriend.
My first boyfriend was the abusive one.
Yes. Literally.
My current boyfriend is literally my second boyfriend, and this is it. Like, that's it.
She never wanted to be in a relationship.
Never. I was really out here the best fucking pimp known to man. If you need some tips, I got you.
Tips by Riddle.
For real. Because
to be a pimp.
We were not. And I'm not even gonna say we, because Heaven has always been a relationship girl. That's just who she is. But
I want running niggas till I got.
I wanted you, your friend, and your cousin.
Your cousin and your friend.
Yes. I think about my single friends, and the dating pool is fucking pitiful.
Yeah.
This generation of men and women are pitiful. Yeah. And if you didn't stack somebody with the same mindset as you yet, it's probably not going.
I'm so glad I'm not dating anymore. It was awful. It was bad when I was in the dating pool, and I just got out. Me and Tyler have only been together not even 2 years. So, yeah, we was being...
Not yet?
Not even 2. We was being fast.
We ain't even 1.
Yeah, we had a baby very fast. We was being fast.
They was being fast, y'all. They was hot in the fucking drawer.
We liked each other.
Look at you get. We liked each other.
I love you.
But I think that if my daughter grew up with the same mindset as us, I would be so content.
We talked about this the other day. Yeah.
I think that as far as who we were, like our core values, I would love, like, she could be just like me.
Yeah.
Like, we wasn't out here fornicating. We wasn't out here like, well, I was fist fighting, but
I wasn't.
She wasn't. But we wasn't out here like, but I really wasn't. I wasn't in drama though. Like,
yeah, we weren't out here. You was like, always being somebody else because of somebody else's shit.
Yeah, we wasn't like.
And then when drama did come our way, we was kind of like,
literally, like, we don't give a fuck. Our little circle was so enclosed. Yes. We really didn't see anyone outside of us.
And we had so much fun that we was like, ain't no way y'all finna rain on our parade.
Never. And if you did rain, we probably was gonna dance in that hoe. Cause like, that's just who we were.
Yeah. but we was not fornicating.
We was not.
We was not. I wasn't really fighting. Yes, she stopped after a while.
I thought that after I got expelled, I was like,
yeah, it's time.
Like,
what was that?
Well, my mama said, I dare you to not get your motherfucking high school diploma, and you not going to school in Charlotte, so figure it out. And I was like,
I gotta get my diploma.
I gotta graduate.
Yeah.
They took 4 credits from me. So I'm surprised that I even graduated on time.
Graduation together in high school was amazing.
Really, we
weren't out here doing drugs. I mean, we was smoking a little weed, drinking a little alcohol, but we was not doing hard drugs. Anyway, we did have a friend in high school who was wilding. She was wilding.
Oh my gosh, she was wilding. She taught me what not to do.
Yeah.
Honestly.
And so we weren't out there doing those type of things. Like, so I think when we both say that if our children were us 2.0, we would be very much satisfied and very much happy with that.
And this has been More Than a Mother podcast. And we're signing out.
This was a very long conversation. So we'll be back episode 3 with part 2 for you guys.